Gango, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to MBFC. My name is Nandi, and we're back with another reaction. And man, last night the boys did not let me down, okay? I never doubted them for a second, but they definitely pulled through for me. Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 1 at the Bernabeu. An amazing goal by our young king, NICO O'Reilly, and of course the pen calmly taken by King Haaland. And listen, man, we made it through. It was nervy at the beginning. I was like, yeah, we're in the deep waters. You know what I mean? It was looking like one of those nights where you just kind of have to congratulate the other team. But at full time, we were the ones kind of waving to our supporters saying, yo, listen, we brought the dub back home. So I couldn't be happier about the guys. I have a lot to say about them. But before we do, I just want to get into this reaction. I'm reacting to Mark Goldbridge. And seemingly he's breaking down the match between the Madridistas and us, the citizens. So let's just jump right into that quickly, and then we'll get to the review.
Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Manchester City win 2-1 in Madrid against Real Madrid. It could well be Xabi Alonso's last game, which opens up the possibilities of a Liverpool move, maybe. Would Liverpool fans take him over Slot? Let us know. But are Manchester City back? That is such a statement win to go to Spain and win, and deserve to win as well. I thought Real Madrid were very good for the first half an hour, but as soon as Man City got in charge, and they did deserve to be in charge, 2-1 up, that was a penalty on Haaland. It was a legitimate goal from a corner, and they could have had more in the second half. And whilst Madrid had chances, you just felt in the second half that the fitness and mentality of Manchester City, Real Madrid became more tired, more erratic, and I think in the second half, Man City, created more chances. But the big thing there is that we've seen over the last few weeks that Man City are starting to close the gap on Arsenal in the league, and now they're doing things in the Champions League as well. So if you're a Man City fan, I think they're a really interesting prospect in the second half of the season. We know this is a new Man City side. I'm seeing people saying, oh, Arsenal are going to bottle it because Man City are back. And I'm like,
I'm saying it.
They are back, but I don't think they're back in the way. This is not the De Bruyne Man City. This is not the Rodri Man City. This is a different Man City. This is like Doku coming to the fore, Nico in the midfield, Cherki. They're a different Man City. They're a little bit more direct as well. It's less tiki-taka and a little bit more direct. They're actually quite an interesting team to watch this season. And I think it's a new Pep Guardiola side. I think it's really exciting because this is one of the things that I've always squared heavily against Pep in comparison to other managers, is that, he's a bit of a silver spoon manager. He's a good manager, but he goes into clubs that give him money, give him good players, and then he's very, very successful. He's never been to like an Aberdeen or a Porto and won things, and he's never rebuilt a team. Well, he is here. This is a rebuild. This is a different Man City side to the one that we traditionally think, well, they're up front, they're going to win it now. Different Manchester City side, playing in a different way. And it's going to be intriguing to see what they do in the second half of the season, because confidence-wise, they're a new side and they're growing together. And the danger is, for everybody else, is that once this side gets confident and more fluid, then they become dominant. So, look, I know Arsenal have won tonight. They're doing fantastically well in Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe this year we'll get an English winner. But Manchester City tonight, whilst not always on top and not always the most fluid, a very professional job in the first half, and then in the second half, I feel they were the better side. I think Real Madrid, as I said, became more erratic, whereas Man City were more composed and clinical without getting that killer third goal. And obviously, he made subs quite early as well. He took Haaland and Cherki off with 20 minutes to go.
Scary hours.
Again, 2-1 in the Bernabeu. That shows confidence in your
recklessness,
bench, which he has. He's got a lot of options. So, look, Man City are an interesting team this season. I mean, I'm not a fan of City. I normally, go in on them. But over the years, I don't like Liverpool either. But I'd look at Klopp's Liverpool and go, look, in fairness, they're playing good football. In fairness, Man City this season, and probably for the first time under Pep's reign, I find them a good team to watch. It's not boring. I said this about United. They're the best footballing side we've played this season. And I think they're the best footballing side in the Prem. I'm not taking anything away from Arsenal. I still think Arsenal are favourites to win the Prem, and they get a lot of teams that park the bus against them. But you look at the volume of goals that Man City score with Haaland in one-on-one situations, teams aren't really parking the bus against Man City because they feel that you can score. It's quite a clever way for Pep to play because you feel you can score against Man City, so you go for it, but then you leave space at the back. How long teams will keep doing that, I don't know, but you can score against them, but then you leave the door open. We saw Bournemouth go to the Etihad with a high line twice, they concede. So, but it's entertaining to watch. And I actually think that was a fantastic game of football tonight as well. I really do. Real Madrid played their part. Man City played their part. I thought it was a really good game of football as well, and that's what you want to watch. So fair play to Man City. Big result. Obviously, there's the old, where does that put La Liga in relation to the Premier League now? Because we've seen there a Premier League side go to Madrid and not comfortably, but deserve to beat them. Madrid look like they're going to have to make changes. And I feel bad for Alonso. I like Alonso. I feel it was the manager Liverpool wanted, who's now available, with a manager that might not be that guy. That's for Liverpool fans to decide. But I look at Alonso and I think Real Madrid at times can be a thankless task, player FC and all that. So I still think he's a good coach. Be interesting to see where he ends up next if they sack him, because he's still very young and you can't argue with him going to Real Madrid when he's played for them and he's Spanish. But probably wasn't the right move for his career. In some ways, a little bit like Lampard going to Chelsea too soon. You look at what he's doing at Coventry now. So, look, whether they sack him tonight or not, I think there's an inevitability to it, but fair play. I think he's a good coach. Get your comments in. Let me know your thoughts. Man City, you've got to say they're back now. They're in the race for the Champions League. They're in the race for the Premier League.
And the Carabao and
give me
the
your
FA
thoughts.
Cup.
Smash a like on the video and subscribe. I'll speak to you on the next one.
All right, man. Shout out to Mark Goldbridge, giving us a little bit of praise there. And it's warranted, man. Like you said, our second half, we looked the more stable of the two sides. Real Madrid kind of lost their legs. But we did make those changes like midway during the second half, which scared the hell out of me. And the one person out of the three substitutes that we made that I was most frightened for was Savinho, which turned out to be the best of the substitutes that we made. I'll speak a little bit more about that later on. But the first half, Real Madrid were terrifying to me. They were playing at their stadium. It's a momentous stadium, and it looked every bit the colossus that, they're fabled to be. And they just looked on top of us, man, from the word go all the way up till Rodrigo scored that goal. It felt like they were like 3 times the team that we were. And I couldn't even be angry at my team because you could see we were trying our best. We just couldn't get out of our own half for like half that first period of play. But you know what I mean? Like, you can never discount Pep Guardiola. You can never discount Manchester City at any given moment, because right after that, Nico Gonzalez just found an opening in a scramble there in Madrid's in Madrid's side, and he scored that goal, and it was, it was just kind of a formality for my team at that point. Like I said, man, there were lots of scary moments, and I want to give a lot of credit to Real Madrid. Obviously, the goal scorer, who's also one of my favorite Real Madrid players, Rodrigo, the person we should have signed instead of keeping Savinho during the summer transfer window, and hopefully we still have the chance to sign soon. Rodrigo was amazing. You know what I mean? It was very creative. He's very fast, man. These Madrid players are extremely fast. But anyway, the other person who I absolutely enjoyed watching from the other side yesterday was Alvaro Carreras. I don't watch a lot of Real Madrid matches, and I don't know a lot of these players. I just know them from hype and stuff, but like actually seeing them in person is a different experience. This Alvaro Carrera guy is an absolute warrior. He was the best player on their side, and you know what I mean? From him winning the ball back from Bernardo, flicking it on to the midfield before they delivered it to Rodrigo to score. He had so many of these kinds of quality moments it's a wonder why people aren't like talking about, recruiting him, especially people in the Premier League. They're not talking about getting him over to their side. Not that it's easy to like sign Real Madrid players anyway, but you know what I mean? A lot of people are making moves for Rodrigo. A lot of people want certain other players, Camavinga, you have, whatso have you, but not him. And it's very curious why that's the case, because he's absolutely amazing. He impressed the hell out of me. But from our side, Nico Gonzalez, listen, not Nico Gonzalez, obviously I love you, Nico, but Nico O'Reilly is special, people. Like, I rate a lot of people, a lot of players from my side. I think we have some of the most talented players. We have Haaland, you name them, Donnarumma, but this Nico O'Reilly kid is special. You know what I mean? In the beginning of the season, I was wondering why I'm not seeing Ait Nouri play a lot more, but then now I'm realizing how undroppable this Nico O'Reilly kid is. He's absolutely essential for us. He's a life changer. He's a game changer. He's different gravy, man. And I think he's going to be a legend, not just a Man City legend, but an England legend in the future. He's that good. And yeah, so shout out to Nico, shout out to Erling for taking his pen well. And Courtois was immense as well. I have a lot more to say about it. Like I said, I was scared about the substitutes. But, Savinho was a lot more impressive than I thought he would be. I was very scared that we would concede after all those other guys left. And fortunately for us, we didn't get to see Kylian Mbappe play. So I guess that was like you know what I mean? Who's the manager? Oh, and speaking of the manager, Alonso, from what I don't think he's been sacked. You know what I mean? I know there were talks about him being sacked after he loses to us, but he hasn't been sacked up to this point. I don't know if that still will be the case, but I don't think he deserves to be sacked, because it's not like Madrid are mid-table, but I understand the standards that they have over there. But anyway, listen. It's neither here nor there. It's not for me to say whether he goes to Liverpool or not. You know what I mean? I wish him the best. Great manager, great set of team, the great team that he's built up there. But anyway, just congratulations, the Blues, man. Let's go back to the Prem. Let's take care of Crystal Palace, and let's keep the ball rolling in terms of winning these trophies. But anyway, shout out to you guys if you've, you know what I mean, lasted this long. And if you guys like the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace out.